All right. Thank you very much, Neha, for that very concise account of Kanimuri's bail chances in the court in the days and weeks ahead. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Let's now go across to Mr. K.S. Dinakaran, senior criminal lawyer. Also, Mrs. Sudha Ramalingam, who is in fact a senior lawyer as well as the National Secretary of the PUCL. To Mr. Dinakaran, to you first, sir. Thank you for joining us. Now, bail is the norm and jail is the exception. Why is it so difficult for Kanimuri to get bail? Because many say that, you know, bail is given for murderers where the maximum punishment is death penalty. Why is bail eluding Kanimuri so many times?
Sir, it is a question of not being emotionally moved. Bail is a matter for the court to decide on facts of each and every case. Normally, under 437 CRPC, even in a non-bailable case, though the court may have a discretion to release persons under 16 years of age or a woman or sick and infirm person, it is not a mandatory provision. The discretion still rests with the court. Now, in this case, Kanimuri is not an illiterate person. Generally, in the villages, something happens without knowing an illiterate woman entangles herself in a crime, then this analogy would apply. But Kanimuri is educated from a highly placed family, and she has the opportunity, had the opportunity of moving in the high personalities, and she is a member of the parliament, and she has been moving with people in Delhi and other places. She knows there is some material as from the materials available. She has been moving with people. She was instrumental for Raja being appointed as a minister with this particular portfolio, and she has been moving with Mr. Raja on several occasions along with Mrs. Neera Radia. So these are the factors to be considered. Apart from this, she is from a highly positioned family. She is very influential in this state as well as in Delhi.
Sorry to interrupt you there, sir. Mr. Dinakaran, you're talking of being very influential, but on this point of political influence, there are changed circumstances now. The DMK, Kanimuri's party, is out of power in Tamil Nadu. They don't even have enough MLAs to be the principal opposition party in the assembly. As far as the centre is concerned, they seem to be on a slippery slope with the Congress. So what influence are we really talking about here?
No, it is not a question of person being in power or not. Still, that party wields power in certain sphere. Now, the people and the witnesses will be belonging to that group or amenable to that group. Naturally, they may have influence over the persons concerned, and there is a possibility of tampering.
All right, let's cut across to Mrs. Sudha Ramalingam. Ma'am, thank you very much for joining us. Now, this particular case, they say, be you ever so high, the law is above you. Now, is the Kanimuri denial of bail being highlighted only because she comes from an influential family and has been for a long time the toast of the media until, of course, this case surfaced?
You're true, Sanjay. I feel that she ought to have been given bail for the simple reason that bail is the rule and jail should only be an exception. What is the thing that she is going to do now? Investigation is based on documents, and all the documents must be intact with the CBI by now, and they, as you rightly put it, have lost power as on date, and I don't find why she should be incarcerated now, and you should be she is deemed to be innocent till she is proved guilty. So naturally she ought to be left out on bail, and more so when the offer by the defense counsel was also to even ensure that she could be kept in a place where she could be surrounded by CCTV, be watched, and be almost kept in a sort of a place where you can secure her presence and also ensure that she does not tamper with any witnesses or evidence. So in these circumstances, I think she should have been granted bail and not deprived of bail.
All right, Mr. Dinakaran, to you now. You heard Mrs. Sudha Ramalingam's argument there. Again, the Supreme Court had come up with strong words there on the trial court's reasoning for rejecting the section 437 CRPC argument showing leniency to women or elderly people, calling it untenable. A very strong observation there by the Supreme Court. Does this then brighten Kanimuri's chances of getting bail after the framing of charges?
It all depends on the facts and circumstances of each case. What is the charge that is framed, whether there is a possibility of she is escaping or not, or absconding, or tampering the witnesses. If these are the things available, if the court presumes that she will tamper or evade, then definitely bail can be rejected. There is no hard and fast rule. Merely because she happened to be a woman, she should be released on bail.
All right, Mr. Dinakaran, yes, I mean, this question of parity has also been raised in the past, saying that the other accused in the 2G case are still languishing in prison. Why should Kanimuri be shown special consideration? But again, the point to be noted here is that Kanimuri is the only woman accused in the case who is behind bars.
Sir, the question of analogy, merely because other accused are in prison, Kanimuri should also be in prison, may not be correct. See, it depends on facts and circumstances of the case against each person. See, what are the overtakes against her? In fact, there are many overtakes as against Kanimuri, but not against others. She has been responsible from the beginning for getting his portfolio and doing so many things till the end. Therefore, the question of involvement is more important, whether she is a woman or not, especially in the days where women has equal rights, does not arise.
Ma'am, you heard that, of course, that argument from Mr. Dinakaran. But again, it's been also argued and pointed out, even by others, including the CBI, that the fact that Kanimuri was not arrested while soon after she was interrogated, that she was interrogated at the Kalyania TV office, a place of her convenience, many said, and only after a due appointment. So that does that point in any sense to influence?
See, I tell you with great respect to my senior counsel, Mr. Dinakaran, I feel that this is a case where we are now trying to pin in, we are trying to push guilt towards a person who has got to be deemed to be innocent till she is proved guilty. So, you will have to give the role of, we have got to deem her to be innocent. So, you will have to also try to ensure that she is not incarcerated till she is convicted. Let the prosecution put forth the case before the trial court, get her a conviction and put her behind the bars. It is not a question of a man or a woman. Another thing also in this case is, there are also other bigger wigs who are not at all being either questioned properly or they have not been arrested. So, it is not a case where you say X is arrested, Y is arrested, Z is in jail, so Kanimuri should also be in jail. I think all these people could be given bail and a speedy trial be done and ensure that they are all convicted. If they have committed wrong, let them suffer the punishment. I think we are always doing this thing of trying to ensure that people are arrested pre-trial only because you know that this may end in acquittal. If the case ends in acquittal, what will the state do? How are they going to compensate for all this loss? After all, Article 21 is very, very important. Life, liberty is something which has to be zealously guarded. Here, you are just simply saying this woman should be inside the prison even before she is found guilty. Why should she be?
Yes, let me also tell you what the lawyer has said in court, man, while pleading for bail, and if that graphics can come out on our screen right now. Kanimuri's lawyer said that she's a victim of the system. She's been in jail for a month without having done anything wrong, and she would this would make anyone angry. The lawyer even went to the extent of suggesting that a CCTV camera could be installed in her house, impose any condition, he said, but give her bail. Why should she be deprived of her son's company? Ma'am, in a sense, criminal conspiracy is a serious charge. So, are we in any case, are the supporters of Kanimuri in a sense overstating her case and playing the gender card?
See, I will tell you, as far as this case is concerned, you need not play the gender card, we need not play anything else. All that we have to look at is life and liberty. The liberty is something which is very, very important, which has been given to us as a fundamental right. You cannot deprive a person of one's liberty just simply by any force except through the process of law. And what is happening nowadays, bail seems to be rejected on the ground that she seems to be guilty, and so there is a presumption of guilt, but criminal jurisprudence talks about presumption of innocence and not presumption of guilt. So
jurisprudence also talks about the likelihood of tampering with evidence. Many witnesses are actually Kannada TV employees. So that's something that also has to be considered by the court, and also to dovetail these two conflicting interests in a sense.
No, all the documents should be by now with the CBI. So where is the question of tampering with anyone? And these people have lost power also now as on date. And when there is so much of documentary evidence according to CBI, why do you need this woman to be in the jail to answer charges? And when you know that she now just cannot, and the CBI can definitely look over, investigate and also proceed with the trial without her being in custody. Custodial investigation is not necessary in this case, and custody is not necessary, I think, because you will have to presume innocence and not guilt.
All right, ma'am, in fact, let's also bring up what Ram Jethmalani, a veteran criminal lawyer who had actually argued for Kanimuri's bail plea in the trial court before trial judge O.P. Saini. This is what Ram Jethmalani had to say in a recent interview to NDTV.
Here the judges seem to be applying something even more serious. They seem to be implying that these accused are so influential that they managed to actually pressurize the CBI to not arrest them before the charge sheet was filed.
I regret to say that this is judges playing to the gallery. This is not attachment to jurisprudence.
Does this kind of comment when you say judges playing to the gallery, does that run
Of course the judges have been playing to the gallery. This is the media has taken over most of these investigations. On the other hand, I appreciate that some offences should have been detected earlier, should have been detected by the CBI itself. There are some offences which the Prime Minister should have reported himself.
All right, ma'am, one final question, of course, it again goes back to the point you had made earlier on this discussion, that there could be bigger fish really who perhaps have not yet fallen in the CBI net. But final question to you, you heard Ram Jethmalani there accusing the judges of playing to the gallery. Your take, ma'am?
Definitely, I think not only the judges, the entire the state is now playing to the gallery and afraid of the media also, I suppose. The media repercussions are that you feel people will start disbelieving in courts, they may not have faith in courts. So in order to ensure faith in the judicial system, they think they should play to the gallery too. Definitely, I feel the judges would know and do know that there is no necessity for Kanimuri or anybody else also to be incarcerated before the trial itself is over. Conviction is more necessary. That is what you will have to aspire for, not just a pre-arrest where you will have to. I mean, you throw out this very concept which says that you should be deemed innocent till proved guilty. Why should you say that these people are guilty and put them inside the jail, and then eventually if it ends in acquittal, who is going to be blamed? And who pays the compensation for this?
All right, this debate will go on and on. Of course, Kanimuri has got another attempt. That's after the framing of charges. Neha Khanna, a reporter who's been following that closely, said that that could take up to several weeks, perhaps even a couple of months. But that's all the time we have for on this the big question tonight. Thank you very much, ma'am, for joining us. Thank you, Mr. Dinakaran, also for sparing your time, and to Neha Khanna, who joined us earlier from the newsroom in our Delhi office. Ashmit, is back to you.
Right, Sanjay, there were some interesting observations coming by way of those thoughts. With that, it's time now to head into a short break. We'll be back with lots more news and updates for you on the other side. Keep watching.